Hello Crows, today I want to talk about my hopes for this dark fantasy RPG being made by Republic Games. For those of you who do not know, Republic Games is working on a dark fantasy project that has character creation, choices and consequences, companions, some kind of morality system, and it aims to harken back to the golden era of RPGs. Creating your own character, having companions, choices and consequences, that's 3 for 3 for me. And to have someone like Chris Avallone and Adam Williams working on this project together, it is very intriguing because they are known for creating very in-depth narratives. There is a really good chance that I am probably going to love whatever they create. But while the forge is warming up, if you will, I'd like to get my hopes out there, Also, the content for this mystery game is kind of running low. The barrel is running low. I'm past scraping the bottom of the barrel and kind of scraping into the dirt. This is kind of one of those videos, so we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I've got 4 hopes for this game. Let's start off with number 1. Bloody combat. I really want bloody, gory, crunchy combat. I really want to feel hitting multiple things. Maybe it's the anger management in me that really wants things to suffer. In a video game, don't call the police, I'm talking about video games. I'm really missing that kind of bloody, gory combat, and I'm not talking about Doom per se, where you're just like ripping and shredding and tearing and ripping and tearing everything through. If my sword is cutting off someone's head, I would like to see the appropriate amount, or at all. If my sword is cutting off anything, there should be some blood involved, There are many RPGs nowadays where it's just sort of like, yeah, it's rated M for mature, but it's not really, it's not putting the blood into it. Dark fantasy, that kind of medieval combat, it was not a clean situation, even in, fantasy worlds, right? I'm also kind of wanting something a bit more grounded, realistic. If this is a world where the only people can do magic are mages, then I don't want to see my archers or my rogues or my warriors using magic also, right? So there is a concern about, balancing the coolness. If mages have this entire litany of spells that, they can bring down blizzards and fireballs and meteors and, raise the dead and everything. Meanwhile, you got the other classes that have like their bow and arrow, their little swords, and just slashing away, maybe using techniques as different skills. I'm kind of lenient on it, I just don't want to be like, like there's an ultimate, right? And you press the button on the ultimate and then the warrior just hulks out and they're smashing the ground and they're causing earthquakes to happen and the lava shoots out through the floor and, it's just, If this is supposed to be a more grounded game, then, more grounded combat and classes, preferably. All in all, though, I want to see some blood, If I'm a mage, I want to blow people up. The second thing is let me be the bad guy. Now, this game is already kind of sort of confirmed to have some sort of morality or reputation system where you can be the hero or the anti-hero. I want to be the bad guy. And I'm not saying be absolutely evil where I turn into the antagonist, the true antagonist of the game. You don't have to go that far. But, let me be an asshole. I've gone through a lot of games where I'm like everyone's buddy, we're all getting along. We're all doing what we can to work together to defeat the bad guy. I want to be an asshole, I'm a good enough guy out in the real world. Video games are kind of my chance to bring about bloody mayhem and all of the assholery that I can muster. It's a great chance, where would you rather have that exactly? Would you rather have mayhem out in the real world or in a video game world? It's your choice, Republic Games. I'm just giving you options. Note to self, talk to therapist later. I'm just kidding, I can't afford a therapist. Anyway, number 3, no Disney villains, right? I'm seeing a lot of villains that are evil for the sake of being evil. The greatest offense has to be Dragon Age the Veilguard, like with Elgar'nan and Gillenade. They were cool characters, they had some very cool lore behind them. You also had the Venatori there, which were evil blood mages. It's a matter of I don't want to come across a situation where I'm like, Why are those people evil? Because they worship evil gods. Well, why are those gods evil? Because they use evil magic. No. And look, I'm not saying that it has to be so dark that the antagonist is some kind of child molester that uses the bones of aborted children to summon demons or anything like that. Granted, I would definitely go out of my way to kill someone like that, but I'm not saying it has to be that dark. Somewhere in the middle between the two extremes would be greatly appreciated. And number 4, this one's really controversial given nowadays. Nowadays in RPGs, it's kind of expected to have an open world of some kind. Like ever since Skyrim, it's just been, open world this, open world that. And even beyond RPGs, you're getting open worlds across many other genres. And to a point, it makes sense. If you have the means and the budget to do so, why not do an open world? But I feel like in the effort in doing so, I'm kind of slipping into another topic for a video. But anyway, I feel like we're kind of losing the appreciation we used to have for limited level design, if that makes sense. For example, save points. Save points were a very crucial component to level design. You based almost everything around them. So the lead up to them, the lead away from them, and everything in between was carefully crafted and considered. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that in the arena of RPGs where just about all of them are open world, this RPG would try to do something different and kind of go in the opposite direction by not doing open world, doing handcrafted, linear to branching levels, similar to the style of, let's say, Mass Effect. You have areas that are focused in on a specific narrative in a specific location on specific characters. Everything is handpicked and hand-chosen for specific reasons. Maybe it's based around a story, maybe it's based around a type of gameplay. Don't get me wrong, I love there to be areas where I can just sort of walk around and kind of vibe with the world. But I want to see something a bit more focused. I'm not looking for... There are so many open world games that are vying for my attention, and just wanting to take what time I have, of which there is very little. Crimson Desert is a game that's going to take up a lot of time. The upcoming Fable game is going to take up a lot of time. Grand Theft Auto 6 is another open world game that's going to take up a lot of time. I don't have an infinite amount of time. Starfield 2.0 or whatever it's called. That's a whole entire universe of content that is wanting my time. Unfortunately, our time is not infinite. Otherwise, I would play all of them. I can't remember the last time I touched Starfield. I enjoyed The Outer Worlds 2 for about a week, and then I haven't touched it. I see it right now. It's over there on the shelf, judging me harshly, as it should. But, it kind of is what it is. I want to see something different. I want to see unique and intriguing level design. I want something different. It's like a charcuterie board where all of it is cheddar, right? There might be different types of cheddar, but it's still all cheddar. I want this mystery game from Republic Games to be the Brie or the Gorgonzola or some other cheese. You understand the metaphor. Anyway, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you for watching this far. Thank you for falling down this rabbit hole with me. It has been an absolute interesting conversation into the microphone. Yeah, okay, so yeah. Hopefully we'll see this game revealed in most of its glory sometime this year. If not, that's fine. We'll chill. Until then though, as always, be safe, be well, be kind. Let me know what you'd like to see in this mystery game yourself down in the comments, and bye-bye. Massive shout out to Solitary Warcry, our very first Support Crow Supreme Corvid member. I am not worthy of your generosity, but I appreciate it nonetheless. And if any of you would like a shout out, feel free to peruse membership options down below. And to you, my beloved Supreme Corvid, have a pleasant day.